is Charlie, and today we're starting a new book. It's a Nancy Drew and the Clue Crew one, and it's called Scream for Ice Cream. Book number 2, Ice Cream Meltdown by Carolyn Keene, illustrated by Mackie Hamatua. Okay, dokie. Let's start on chapter 1, called What's the Scoop? Let's start reading. Can we taste the ice cream now? Bess Marvin asked. George Fane rolled 2 double coffee cans on the top of the picnic table. The middle can was filled with very cold milk, sugar, vanilla, and blueberries. I told you a gazillion times, Bess, she said. Not until it's ready. Unless you want mushy ice cream, 8-year-old Nancy Drew said with a giggle. Bess and George were Nancy's 2 best friends. They were cousins too, but as different as strawberry and fudge ripple ice cream. George was really into computers. Bess could fix or build anything, like the homemade ice cream maker George found instructions for on the web. Nancy had been counting the days until Saturday. That's when the new Jim and Barry's ice cream factory would open on River Street. It was also the day of Jim and Barry's ice cream flavor contest. Whoever came up with the best flavor would win a special silver ticket. The ticket would allow the winner to come into the factory anytime for a free pint of ice cream. The thought of Jim and Barry's ice cream always made the girls' mouths water. They had neat flavors like squirrel nut crunch. Do you eat squirrels? I don't know, guys. I've never heard of that before. Sorry. Gorilla vanilla. I like these flavors. They're cool. And cookie crumble. For the contest, Nancy, Bess, and George came up with a flavor called Clueberry. It was vanilla ice cream loaded with berries and a sweet surprise like a big, juicy strawberry on the bottom. The best part is the clues on each container leading to the surprise. It's like a mystery in every pint, George declared, and everybody knows we love mysteries. That's because Nancy, Bess, and George were great at solving mysteries. They even started their own detective club called the Clue Crew. Their detective headquarters were in Nancy's room. They carefully kept their clues in Nancy's desk drawer. George wrote their detective files on Nancy's computer. Can we taste it now? Bess asked, twirling a lock of her blonde hair around her finger. Not until it's ready, Nancy and George said together. Just then the sound of bells filled the air. Nancy would know that sound anywhere. It was the jingle of Mr. Drippy ice cream truck. If you want ice cream so badly, Bess, George said, why don't you buy some for Mr. Drippy? Mr. Drippy, Bess answered. She gave a little shudder. I'd rather buy ice cream from Godzilla. Mr. Drippy is Godzilla, Nancy said. He's the meanest ice cream man in River Heights. Maybe the world. The truck pulled up to the sidewalk. 3 kids walked over to it. Mr. Drippy leaned out of the square window on the truck. Without a smile, he began to bark. Fall in line, heads up. First customer, go. The first boy in line wore a baseball cap and a very worried look on his face. He gulped. Panda bar. Mr. Drippy narrowed his eyes. No, please, no panda bar, he declared. Next. A girl in a white t-shirt and red shorts marched up to the window. She threw back her shoulders and shouted, one chocolate ice cream pop, please, sir. Thank you, sir. Mr. Drippy nodded as he handed the girl the pop. See, Bess whispered. Mr. Drippy doesn't give any ice cream to anyone who forgets to say please or thank you. Nancy saw a boy inside the truck. It was Henderson, Mr. Drippy's son. Henderson was in the 4th grade at River Heights Elementary School. He was also the biggest brat in school. Henderson probably never says please or thank you, and he must get all the ice cream he wants. Forget it, George said. If we win this contest, we won't ever have to buy ice cream for Mr. Drippy again. As the truck pulled away from the curb, Henderson leaned out the window. What's the matter, girls? He sneered loudly. Don't you like ice cream? We don't like you, George muttered under her breath. At least Jim and Barry are nice, Nancy said. Bess said. Nancy brushed a wisp of her reddish blonde hair from her forehead. Guess what? My dad read in a newspaper that Jim and Barry will be at the factory tomorrow. That's when we're supposed to sign up for the contest. I'll be there too, a voice said. Nancy, Bess, and George turned their heads. Deidre Shannon was walking into the yard. Deidre was in the girls' 3rd grade class at school. She usually got whatever she wanted, like her own website called Dishing with Deidre. Hi, Deidre, Nancy said. We're making ice cream. What a coinky-dink, Deidre said. She held up a small red notebook. I'm writing about the contest, so I have to taste everybody's ice cream. It's called research. George tossed her dark curls as she laughed. You mean it's called getting to eat a ton of ice cream? She teased. Ha ha, Deidre said with a frown. Our ice cream isn't ready yet, Deidre, Nancy said, but Hannah has a picture of lemonade in the kitchen. Hannah Gran was the Drews' housekeeper. She had been taking care of Nancy since Nancy's mother died. She was only 3 years old. Hannah cooks the best vegetable lasagna, baked the best cookies, and gave Nancy the best hugs in the world. Will Hannah give me one of her famous oatmeal cookies too? Deidre asked, her eyes flashing. If you say please, Nancy said. I'm there, Deidre said, running toward the house. Wow, George said. She stopped rolling to shake out her hand. My hand hasn't been this tired since I instant messaged my pen pal in California for an hour. An hour? Bess cried. You call that instant? Suddenly, Nancy heard a rustling noise. She thought it was a squirrel in the hedge until she heard a girl's voice hiss. Nancy, Bess, George. Who's there? Nancy hissed back. A girl slowly stood up behind the hedge. It was their friend Kendra Jackson. Her shiny black hair was tied back in a tight ponytail. She wore a pair of black sunglasses. She looked very mysterious. She looked like a spy. Hi, Kendra, Nancy said. What's shh? Kendra said, putting her index finger to her lips. I need to tell you a secret, a top secret. Okay, guys, that's it. Chapter 2 is called Kendra's Secret. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell. Keep reading, keep dreaming. See you guys next video. Bye!